Welcome back to NPR, the place where we play live radio broadcasts, but you listen to them later on your podcasting platform of choice. I'm Chili Blizzle Blopstein, and I'm here to talk about today's news. In the news today, oh boy, oh my God, no one told me it was going to be so sad. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh my God. Why are they doing that? What did he do to her? Who did what? Oh, jeez, Louise. Oh my God. Why is NPR so sad? Where are the games? Wait, don't tell me. Where's Ask Me Another? It was canceled? Oh my God. Isn't there a wine club? I don't get a free subscription? What? They report stories on Amazon and Facebook, and Amazon and Facebook are donators to NPR? What the heck? I'm one of the last people of color working at NPR? No. Why are we reporting on this stuff? It's news time. Delivering to you the news you didn't know about, the news you didn't care about, and the news you didn't know you cared about. With host, Chad White. Now, here's that host, Chad White. Welcome back to News Time. I'm your host, Chad White. This is the NPR news that you didn't know about. Oh boy, here we are again. This is for the first time ever, actually, talking about NPR. And listen, NPR is a great place to get a lot of just medium news, something that doesn't swing completely to the left and doesn't swing completely to the right. You're just getting what news should always be. It can be local, it can be hyper local. In fact, it can even be nationwide or worldwide or even outworldly. But the fact of the matter is that NPR is the PBS of local broadcasting news, which is, I mean, Chad, come on, you're not pulling up anything. But the sad part is, over the past couple of years, we've been seeing a lot of writers of color and journalists of color and female journalists just leave NPR, and there's truly, I mean, it's the answers right there in the headline. You know, they're leaving and they're not really getting chances to do what they should be doing at a place that champions that type of stuff. But now they're going to other places. As such, people like Sam Sanders, who is the most recent leaving person, have left NPR. He left at the beginning of March. He's, again, like I said, not the only person. We've got Here and Now co-host Tanya Mosley, who's going to continue to be a special correspondent until August when her contract expires, as well as Audie Cornish, Lulu Garcia Navarro. They had her real name on her not the name that's not Lulu on there, and I was like, whoa, can't pronounce that. Noel King. I'm just because I'm stupid, guys. Noel King, who hosted Morning Edition. Lulu Garcia Navarro hosted Weekend Edition Sunday rather. Noel King, Joshua Johnson, who is now hosting a show on MSNBC. Let's see, and yeah, I mean that's pretty much all the people. And I mean, big names have left, like Audie Cornish, but these are all the people that are gone. Audie says that she left on good terms with NPR, but she completely understands the reason why that other people or had to leave the company. But she did join CNN Plus, and now she's going to be over there. Ari Shapiro, who is one of the bigger names over at NPR, had some words to say in regards to people like Audie leaving and other coworkers. And in fact, those words were negative against NPR. He sent out a multitude of tweets, and I say multitude because I don't know how to count. He sent out a multitude of tweets in support of people like Audie and Lulu and Noel and a few other folks over there. who were just spectacular at their jobs. He said, and I will not quote him, but he did kind of lambast NPR in the tweets, basically saying his exact words were, "If NPR doesn't see this as a crisis, I don't know what it'll take." And NPR is kind of in a crisis. We'll touch on that later. Right now, though, NPR has had a couple of big deals in terms of podcasting, and it sucks that companies like Luminary, who are charging for podcasts, and Stitcher Premium, who are doing free and paid podcasts, but and Apple Podcasts are doing their version of subscriptions and everything. But now NPR is giving that same chance to other podcasts. They're actually doing what Paramount is doing with their streaming, shows and everything, and offering it up to the highest bidder, essentially. So NPR's How I Built This was able to have a licensing deal with Wondery and Amazon Music, and so you'll get special things if you subscribe to Wondery and Amazon Music with How I Built This, that's hosted by Guy Raz. And even this also comes in the wake of Trump cutting short an interview with Morning Edition on NPR. He got up in the middle of the interview and said, I think it was like 15 minutes long, but I think at like minute 15, he got up from the interview and was just not having the question. And as I mentioned before, there is a crisis, and this crisis has been mentioned prior to this, that all of these people of color are leaving, and women, and it's just not a good look for NPR, a place an organization, that's the word I'm looking for, that champions diversity. There's a problem, and there's definitely a pattern. Let's see. Lulu Garcia Navarro tweeted, she's sad to see this happening, but it's not unexpected. Nobody is really going to talk about what's going on. Nobody that's working for them or worked for them is going to talk about what's going on. Actually, I was headhunted by NPR a couple of years ago. I did not. I don't know what. Oh, you know what? I know why I didn't accept the position, but it wasn't having to deal with anything that's going on now. But now there's so many opportunities at places like Apple, Audible, Netflix, that they write in this Washington Post article, New York Times even, that's having its own struggles and issues. And this next part is actually a story that I've been holding on to for a couple of years since it happened. And if you'll excuse me, I actually have to look over on this part of the screen. But working as a temp at NPR is just not good. Now, on top of being a temp and having to deal with an intern, essentially, and having to deal with the competing with the people that are in your position for the same basically job, there's also the fact that you're just not treated entirely well when you work at NPR. It looks like being a temp has not been that good at NPR for a very long time, and this story was also published in the wake of the sexual harassment scandal involving Michael Oreskes, who was the former head of NPR's newsroom. Of course, there were listening sessions that came up, and this is essentially one of the issues that came up at the listening sessions. You're basically being bossed around, pushed around. You don't get enough pay, and you're doing full-time work for not enough pay, essentially, and that's basically what being a temp at NPR was. And then that also goes along with the idea of diversity at PBS. There were this came from last year in August, major initiatives and continuous commitment to diversity and inclusion. However, we're not entirely sure where that's panning out right now, but PBS has said and stated that it's going to be working over that their what they call quote unquote systematic failure in order to have more diverse voices on PBS. If you look at PBS NewsHour, they've got a diverse set of people reporting the news there, but when it comes to outside of that, it's kind of more difficult and a lot more unnuanced. There's no nuance to it. NPR itself has written on its website about its commitment to diversity. They say there's going to be diversity in action and diversity at its core over there at NPR. They're going to be reporting on everything diverse, but also trying to employ people who are diverse enough. However, the diverse numbers in 2019 didn't really seem to point to a high gross. In 2015, between 2015 and 2019, the numbers actually dropped about 7%. While numbers for the races and like Asian races and black races essentially went up, the American Indian races have very little to no representation, and mixed races aren't faring so well either. There's the between 2018 and 2019, the races kind of just leveled out, and it just wasn't good. And this is coming from NPR itself. The newsroom staff by gender, women do outnumber men right now, and that's, you know, these numbers could be better for the people who are reporting the news. If you see that the NPR union called out the organization's diversity problems, it is in fact true. The diversity problems over at NPR just continue to be the biggest issue that there is, and quite frankly, it's not good. But I guess the solution to this would be, you know, just going outside of who you are as an organization, and, you know, while hiring for the best journalism practices, you also have to hire the representations of those voices. And right now, with us being in the middle of a pandemic, those voices are now able to work anywhere. There's a war going on in Ukraine over Ukraine, but people are still, I'm seeing a slew of different voices over there because these organizations have hired outside of their typical means. You get it? Anyway, there's that. Why don't you subscribe and check out one of our videos on the website, cpluscomedy.com. I promise we don't try to solve journalism, but we're doing a damn fine job of ignoring it. You can head to Twitter and Instagram and follow us there. Me on Twitter and Instagram at ChadBlackWhite. Twitter on Instagram, cpluscomedy is at cpluscomedy. Like us on Facebook. Listen to the Constitutionals podcast, which is basically this, wherever you get your podcasts. And there's no good way to end this except for saying what NPR stands for: National Public Riot.